Hello and welcome to my channel 8Gen AI Studios. In the channel today, I'll be presenting a video where I'll be demonstrating step-by-step process how to build a chatbot. I'm going to use a platform called Voiceflow. That's a very popular platform for building chatbots, and it will be an almost hour-long session. But what I have done is I have divided the course into small 5 modules. So I'll be giving the part by part description or demo of each module. You can practice it part by part while learning or going through the video, and make sure that you have your account created with Voiceflow. There is a trial period for 14 days where you get almost 2 million tokens to try out, practice your chatbot conversation. But make sure that when you go through this video, you practice it, because that is what will give you more comfort to get going with that building of chatbot, if you are really serious about building chatbots or AI agent kind of workflows. So let's get started, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, welcome back. And in this course, what I'm going to talk about is, first of all, quickly about structure. When we start building chatbot, what kind of steps we need to take. So we have already used a lot of chatbots in way of interacting with either it's a banking, financial sites, or medical health profile, whatever companies we deal with. Everybody has their own chatbots, but they are not AI chatbots. Most of the companies don't have AI chatbots. They were rule-based chatbots. Now with the development of or advancement of AI in the recent past, what happens is we can bring AI and have a conversation in such a manner that it will feel like that we are talking to human on the other side. And to do that, we need to learn few things first. Those are important, so that we know the concept, and then we learn how to use those concepts. So here are the topics for today session. The topic number 1 is I'm going to talk about how to capture the user inputs. So this is a very simple thing which I will be talking about, and then we'll quickly go through some of the advanced topics like intent and entities. These are the one which we will go a little deep in terms of what is the intent when user is trying to ask something, or user is typing some message, and what is the meaning of it. So how do I get intention from the user message? And entities are, let's say if I as a user pass a message, I want to go to, let's say, Bangalore from this location on this day. So Bangalore is the entity, and this day is the also entity. So this way what it means is that we can extract entities from user input, and then we will see how to integrate APIs so that you have a backend most of the time which you want to use for your chatbot data, and the standard way of doing it is through API, and that's what we are going to see how to use it. Another important part here is the knowledge base. The knowledge base is the part which is where I have a corpus of data or documents, and I want chatbot only to refer that document or set of documents to answer any of the user's query. So that we basically scope out we make sure that AI is not hallucinating or not making up things while answering the user's question. So knowledge base is that important piece which almost all the chatbots are having integrated. And the last one is, once we have learned these 4 pillars or the important concepts, then how do we integrate all together and have a seamless experience when the conversation is flowing from one step to another. For example, user asks question and I use knowledge base to answer it. Then from the knowledge base there could be some follow-up question, and from the follow-up question there could be at some point of time I need to call an API. So it should happen seamlessly. It should never happen, okay, it should never feel that I need to take some additional input from user as a rule-based kind of stuff, so that I know what to do next or how to call API. No, that is not how we want to design it. The conversation should continue as a free flow, and as you're talking to a human on the other side, and the other side AI is going to understand what your intent is and automatically take a decision that should it call a knowledge base, should it call a API, because you are looking for some specific data which is only lying in the backend, means real-time data. And finally, we will build a demo. Once we learn these topics in a small modules, then we'll integrate everything together and a working chatbot for a demonstration. So I will start in the next module, and then we pick up the user input first. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. Let's start with the first topic, which is how to capture user input. So I'm going to show the screen which is of the Voiceflow. I already have my account created. I can go to dashboard, show you how the dashboard looks like. You can create multiple chatbots here. With the free account, you can create only 2, and I have my account exhausted, the free trial exhausted, so I can't create any more new assistants. But for the first step is to click on the new assistant. It'll ask for the assistant name, whether you want chat or voice as an interface, or and the language, what language you want to use. So there are few languages supported apart from English, but I am using only default. So I have one template already available with the name MediHealth Labs, and we will use this particular chatbot to demonstrate the whole concepts of how to build a chatbot. So first thing first, these are the components you will see on the left once you log in, and we will start with the instruction. Means whenever we log in, what happens, user will be shown a welcome message, greeting message, right? So let's start with that. So talk means AI will talk. So text, I will take it here. Say I already have some text built. I'll copy paste quickly and show that. So to speed up the video, to speed up this course. So welcome to MediHealth Lab. Fine. Then I have another text. We can ask, I am your AI assistant, and who will help you answer your queries on your lab reports or general health tests. So basically, we are trying to build a chatbot which is for lab patients or lab users, the health lab test, where we go and give a sample, blood samples or any kind of samples, so that I can figure out what are my body parameters, profiles, various different profiles. So here the chatbot is going to answer those users' query specifically to their report test, and also generic questions about, okay, what is iron profile, what is the kidney, liver, lipid, all various profiles are there if I want information, right, general information. So those questions I can ask. So here I have this first block created, and I just connected because start is just an entry point. So once I connect it, it will be connected. So let's quickly check, run test. So whether we'll just to see whether it is showing me the required message or not. Yes, when I start the flow, it is showing me the required message. Fine. Let's go back. After that, we want to take user input to validate that user has given that user is a validated user, and normally we do with some kind of a registration ID or mobile number. So in this case, what I will do is I will use I will ask user to provide their phone number. For me to begin, for me to assist you, I need your phone number. Please enter your. Okay, so here is I just keep it in a separate. I'll say talk text. Kindly enter your phone number. Kindly enter your phone number. Okay, so here we have input. We are asking user for input. Now next part is user has to type something, and in this case user is expected to type a phone number, but you know that user will not just type a phone number. User can just say like that, my phone number is 98 whatever, or user can just give the phone number like 9547 whatever, or user can say here is my phone number, right? There are various ways where user we can expect input from user, right? So in this case what we say is we have a component called listen. We have three types of components are there: buttons, choices, and capture. So button is when you have the button where you expect user to click one of the option, and that option will take it as an input and continue. But here we are not having any such thing because number is unique, so user has to enter it. So what I will do is we have two other options left: choice and capture. So obviously choice is nothing, I can't give any choice in this case because I'm expecting user to enter phone number. So capture means capture user's input. So I'll use this block, and here what will happen, by default capture user reply. There's a variable, this is the inbuilt variable last utterance. It will capture the user's response in this variable. Now I can use this, or what I can do is I can create my own variable and store the information there. So let's see that. So here are there are options where we can create intents, entities, although we will talk in the next session, but variables, everything, all the configurations we can do here. So so let's say I have an entity I have created an entity called phone number, where I'm saying it is the type is number, and these are the sample values, so just given some random values, or sometimes you can always have a space and then give the the values, or this is a continuation. So I think given some sample values, I created the entity called phone_number. Let's try to use this in place of a default entity. So we'll say capture in that phone number. Okay, so entire user reply. Okay, one second, not entire user reply, I want phone number. Capture as a phone number means out of this input I want to capture a phone number. Let's see whether it can do it or not first. So and action, in case I don't get the phone number or I'm not able to capture it, then no match. Then what you need, no match path action. Okay, so we can just say talk could not understand your input, please provide valid phone number. So this is the message which will happen in case system is not able to identify phone number as correctly as we expect. In case it is able to identify correctly, then we say next block, we say here is the phone number, here is your phone number, here is your given phone number. So we'll just print the value, curly braces, phone number. That's it. So connect this to this so that we can print the value if it is able to capture correctly. And in case if it is not able to do it, like could not capture, then we'll say go back to again. For me to assist you means it will ask the same question again. And in case here also we can we can just finish it off in case it is able to capture it, or we can connect it back just to show that it is able to do that. The loop is complete. Basically we can continuously use it. So training assist, okay, let's see, train assistant. Okay, since we are using a variable called phone number which has some sample values, so we need to train assistant so that it can recognize when somebody gives a real input, it can recognize, okay, it is matching with the sample values, and capture it in the variable, in the entity called phone_number. Right, so run test, let's see. I'll put, okay, oh sorry, I think I did not connect it, my mistake. 1 second, I'll have to connect this as well. Let's try. Okay, I'll keep the number at, let's say 96453, some number, some random value I'm putting. It's not even a valid phone number, but okay, here is your phone number, here is your given phone number. It means it was able to correctly capture the phone number basically number from this. Now here I only give a number, right? Now let me try to give this way. Here is my phone number, and I say 987654321. Okay. So let's see what happens this time. Yes, nice. So here is your given phone number. So it was able to retrieve. So because it is an entity, what happens is this entity feature is working correctly because it is a number. So from the given text, it is able to retrieve the number, which is a phone number, and show it on the screen. So it means this is the way to capture it. It works fine, perfectly. Now this is the conclusion of the first session, and next we will look into entities and intent, how to use them together and where it is used mostly. Right, now let's get started with intents and entities. So I'll minimize it. Here's my window. So we created the phone number. Now we don't need to see, we already validated, it's working fine. Thanks. Now let's check what next natural flow could be. Next natural flow could be once I have a phone number validated. Now why user is coming to this chatbot? User wants to ask some query. Now queries could be for report or could be general queries. So we will do one thing. We will first just try to capture user intent, because that's the whole session about, and see what is user trying to ask here. Is it a general question or is it an intent? Now what we will do is, once the phone number is validated, here we will continue with this text, and we'll link it this with here and say let me know your query, which means I have validated your phone number, I have validated you as a user. Now let me know your query. And once I ask it, then user is supposed to give an input. Now here the choice option is the one which we will use, because here we see listening for an intent. Now before we proceed further, let's go back here under the content section and see what are the options we have. So we have a way to create intents, entities, variables, functions, components. But here this session is focused only on intents and entities, so we'll focus on intent first. So here what we want to ask user is, we will try to ask user, understand user if his user is asking for specific test, profile test, basically some health checkup test, whatever the names are, like iron test or kidney test or liver profile test. So a lot of tests are possible, there exist. Now which one user is looking to have here? So we'll try to see if user is asking for specific test, and we'll extract that. So what I have done is, I already have one entity called profile test input, where what I have done is, I have done two things here. I have created this the description is just a description. This is a health profile name regarding which user or patient has a query, and then in this I have given some sample utterances. Utterances is what user is going to ask, the input it is going to give. So it can say, I want to check my, here the variable is, but I want to check my iron results from iron level results from last test, and this is the way I have given some 13 phrases. If you see, 13 different phrases are there, or maybe more than that. And I have used variable or an entity here called lab_test_name. Why I have done it? In case I ask something, I want to extract that information and store in an entity, the same way what we did in a previous step, where we ask user to enter phone number, and we extracted the number value from the given text and store it in a phone_number. So let's do that. So what I will do is, I will use this profile test input in my listening of intent. So here I have to configure it. So select the intent, profile test input, okay, and in case it is no match, then what should I do? So okay, what should I do? Let's first of all do the happy path, and here we say text, you want to about your what is the name, profile test, second, know about your profile. Okay, where is the variable profile? Am I missing something? Oh, sorry, I think it was intent was profile, but the variable was different, lab intent. So it was lab test name. You want to know about your whatever name they give, about your this report. Is it correct? Okay, and then we will ask user. We'll just take a user. We can put button. Listen for intent, attach a button. I can say attach yes intent, yes intent, basically yes or no. Two buttons are there, add a button, no, intent, attach intent, no, and yes, that's it. So okay, that's it. So now this is the input, and after that what we will do is, whatever is the case, we will take back to the same one, same block, and we can call this user query block. Even if it is no, it is going to go back to the same block. And if it is no match, then what we will say is, we will ask, okay, so I understand that you okay, here is your query which you asked. Okay, we are just printing the query, nothing more about that. So this is a okay, here no match, so it could be last utterance, because by default whatever user input, it always goes in a variable called last utterance, which I can use any point of time. It will capture the complete input and you can use it for any purpose, and connect it here. So let's check this out now. We can start. And do I need any training? We'll just get to see whether we require any training or not. Okay, we need a training assistant, because now we are using a intent and a specific entity called lab test name. Okay, training is completed. And let's run the test. I'll give the number 9876710. Okay, now I'll say here's your given number, fine, correctly recognized. Let me know your query. I want to know about my renal level tests, or keep it simple, I want to know about my thyroid level tests. Okay, so if you see here, you want to know about your thyroid report, is it correct? Right. So okay, I think I came out. I clicked on the chatbot, double clicked on it. I think it came out from the debug mode. But if you see that, okay, maybe I can run it again. I can directly run it from this step. I don't have to do this phone step again. So I want to know about my kidney tests. Let's see. Okay, here it did not recognize correctly. You want to know about your key report, which means it did not recognize the intent properly, or the entity, it could not able to extract it out. Okay, I'm running it again. Sorry, I came out of the debug mode. Run test. First of all, I'll enter the phone number. I'll put some random value. Okay, I also enabled one debug setting. Here we have option debug mode intent confidence score. So it means whenever I am giving an input, how chatbot is confident about the intent. So here says capture phone number, whatever internal variable it is using. So it is 100% confident that this is the phone number. So in case I write my phone number is something like this, then if you see here, okay, I think it moved to the next part where it was not expecting to give a take a phone number. Then it went to the no match path where it says here is your query which you asked. Okay, and it ended. Sorry, I think it should have it connected back so that I could have continued. Let me connect it back to this one. Start again, run test. So my phone number is, okay, it's a big number. Okay, here if you see it says capture 100%, but still it captured only first few characters. So this is the one problem which I was facing while testing a lot of chatbot capabilities. And there is a workaround. Basically use another feature which recently Voiceflow team has launched, and we will do the demonstration of that separately. But let me continue. So now it's asking for a query. So profile test name, get me my iron report tests. It is supposed to capture this iron. Yes, you want to know about your iron report. Yes, I say yes, and then it will take me back again. So it means it correctly understood. I want to know about my thyroid latest report. So again, do you want to know about your thyroid report? Yes, great. So it is capturing, so whatever I giving the input, it is capturing correctly the entity, which is thyroid, iron, or whatever is the name of the profile. So this is what I wanted to show you, how entity and intent work in conjunction. Basically you create the intent, have some sample values, and then use entity inside it. So whenever a user gives them in any value or input any text, system will automatically extract the relevant entity and put it in a variable, and here the variable was lab test name. Alright, so this concludes our second topic, and I'll see you. Okay, alright, welcome back. And now in this session we will look into how to use API for backend integration, and this is the very common or very basic requirement for any system when we are building. We have data coming from our backend system. How do I use basically API feature of Voiceflow to get the data and show it to user? So let's check this out. So let's go back to, so what I want to show is, before I get into Voiceflow and show the API feature, here I have one dummy API build, and there are a couple of them. I want to show first the validate phone API, which is written in Python. I deployed it using Replit, and what does it take is, it just takes a method, request is coming in a post method, and I have to pass a phone variable, JSON data in a phone as a field and the value as a phone number. So it will look for that phone as the input, and it should be post message, and it should be a JSON content type. That's all. And there are few valid phone numbers I have used, which I mark it valid, so that it knows that okay, user actually exists or registers with the backend system. So these are the valid numbers. In case I enter something else, it will give me error. So I'll start the service. And now let me go back to Voiceflow. So what I will do is this part. So the number where I was collecting from user, what I will do is I will first validate it and using the API feature, and then continue to ask user that yes, you are validated, you are a registered user, let me know your query. So I will cancel this flow here. I'll let it continue. I think we can have this moved little bit here. All right, so here here's a phone number. So what I need to do is I need to call API, get the API block. Okay, get request. So I'll take the request URL, and we can create a variable as well, very easy. So this is my URL slash validate hyphen phone. So what I can do is I can go and create a variable. Let me create quickly a variable, phone validation URL. Okay, leave it default, nothing is required here, and then go back. Sorry, I can put the default value so that I don't have to put the value there. Default value is this slash validate hyphen phone. I hope this was the name, validate hyphen phone. Oh, yes. So this is the default value. Fine, it is saved. Go back, and here what I do is I say request URL, variable name, validate phone validate URL, header, content hyphen type, application slash JSON, and since it's a post type, I need to change this to post, and the parameters I think only body, where it is a raw message, and I will pass it phone as a field name, and value is okay. Now the value is something which we were capturing in phone underscore number entity. So I'll pass that phone underscore number, and this should also go in double quotes, or this is the number, we can leave it like that. Okay, so once you get the response, you want to capture it in something, like is it valid, not a valid response. So what I want to show is basically it give me a response. I have a postman, I can show quickly here, postman. Basically I want to show you how the response looks like. So the response looks like mostly it will reply me with a message say valid true value or valid false. So I just need to extract this particular field. So what I can do is I can directly do one important thing is whenever the response come, it is by default stored in a response keyword or response variable here, and from the response I want to extract valid value. So valid is a field name, and whatever is the value I want to apply to something. So let me add some new variable here, since I need to store it in some variable. So I say new variable phone validation status. That's it. I can always put a default value as false. Okay, go back, and I'm saying now this particular value should be stored in phone validation status. That's it, and I can test it out right now as a try to whether this whole request works or not. So send request. Okay, what is the phone number? URL is, I'll take the copy again. Copy slash validate hyphen phone. Phone number is 976543210. Generate. So it's calling an API. Okay, I got an error. Looks like it is not able to connect from this. So first of all, I need to see what is the error. Somehow it's not able to connect. Is it server up and running? Server is up and running. Okay, it looks like some issue. Wait. Control Y. Yeah, that does not match. I think there is some problem here. Let me restart service. Okay, resend. I have some error. Phone replace, remove blank spaces from phone number. That's fine. Int object has no attribute replace. Okay, so since I'm sending as an int value, that is why it is erroring it out. So let me change this value to string. Right, send input. Phone number. Okay, I got the response. Phone number is valid. Valid is it true? That's it. So it means this is working. Now get back quickly here. This is working fine. Now what we need to do is, once it is valid, what I want to do is I got success, and then I say I just put a response as your phone number is validated. Okay, that's fine. Success. Now what I can do is I can actually, this is a success, and success can also give me that valid is equal to false, means phone number is not validated. So basically what I need to do is I need to put a condition block here. So I'll move these things again further here. So what I need is, first I need to pass the value, because I use this phone validation status. So I go here, logic, condition. I put a condition block. If it is success, go to condition block and put add condition variable. Select the variable phone's validation status is less, or you can say contains true or is true. Fine, and then equals to true. Okay, so but here I think the value should not be equals to true. It is true. Here it is saying is true. What I can do is I can just use this. I can just continue and see what happens, whether it takes it properly or not. If it is true, then what do we want? We want it to go to this block. Else, no match, which is by default else, means if it is not true, then what should happen? I will say I will just have a text here. Please enter the valid. Please enter the valid. Please enter valid phone number. Your registered phone number. So this will give me the else part, whether it is registered or not. I will come here, and once it comes here, then what I need to do, I need to take it back where it is asking for a phone number. So let me, or I can say enter your phone number, or I can just say text. Okay, I think I can just direct it back. I don't need to do all these things. I can just take it back and put it here. That's it. One more thing, we don't have to put all these arrows, because it, after a certain point of time, it becomes confusing. So what we can do is we can use, there is a feature called the name. You can just say action here and put the name of the block. So you can name these blocks properly and just give a name. So automatically it will be routed. Flow will be routed. Okay, now it is here. So your number is validated. It means then only it should continue. Then only it should ask that let me know your query. But otherwise we'll say I need your phone number. So basically I'm getting it, directing it back. So let's check this out. I'll pass a number. Does it require a training? No, I think it does not. So I'll pass a valid phone number 98716543210. Okay, capture the phone number correctly. Here's the phone number. please enter. Okay, no condition match. Okay, so it means condition did not match because looks like there's a problem in the condition here. This value came success, which we can see from. All right, we can do one more thing. Yeah, one more thing we can do to see what is happening, why it went to a particular condition. So here we can pull this. It will populate all the values under the variables which I'm creating. So 98765432110. So once I enter this, it is going to see it has reached here. It has come here. So phone number is a field that correctly capture the entity value, and then after that I was storing the variables in certain field. So status came true, phone validation status is true, but still it came there. It means there's a problem in the condition. So what I'll do is I change the condition here. I'll say contains true. Okay, let's do contains true, and then let's check this out. Right, so here we will do the run again because we were facing problem with the if condition. Let's see, does it work now or not. I'll put the number. I'll also open this variable stack. So it captured the number, API called, and then it says your phone number is validated. It means this time this condition, which is phone validation status, which came as true, we can see the value here, contains true, means it worked, this condition worked. Earlier I was using is condition to match the value which is true. Now we see how API is used. So this is a very important part because a lot of data is on the backend, and I want to use API as one of the component to pull it and show it on the chatbot. Now this concludes our session 3. I will see you just in a moment for the next session, which is on knowledge base. Thank you. All right, welcome back, and in this topic session we will look into the knowledge base. Here we want to use a set of documents which we will preload into the system for answering the user's query. So let's check it out. How do we use it? So I'm switching to, just a second. Okay, here's my Voiceflow dashboard. Okay, so we were in this particular workflow called home. What I did is, meantime, to save some time, I created another topic called knowledge base, and we will try to inject the different flow into the main flow. So assume this is a start, this is a normal flow where I have already asking user a query, and I'm trying to extract a profile name, and if it is not a query about the profile, then it goes here where it says here is your query which you asked. Now this part is the general flow I want to extend it to. Means user is looking for some general information about medical lab tests. So first we have to create that flow. So I created a separate topics to keep things neat and clean. So here is the canvas. I just created few blocks. I will talk about it, but let me explain how do we do it. So here, if you see the intent which we were trying to capture from the user query was whether it's a profile lab test, what is the name of the profile lab test which user is trying to ask. Now the opposite of that is okay, I want to know how to prevent iron deficiency. I want to know what is lipid profile. I want to know what is a protein test or kidney profile testing. This is like a general information, or how to keep a blood sugar under control. So what I do is I go to content and create a new intent there first of all, called this is my general information, so I will call it general user queries. Okay, and this is optional. Yeah, main thing is utterance. So I want to know about lipid profile, or I'll keep it like simple. What is, I want to know okay, what is lipid profile? Let's say what is lipid profile. Next, I want to know ways to prevent high blood sugar. So these are like tips, diet tips. I want tell me how to prevent iron deficiency. So these are some kind of utterances. Now what I can do is I can use a generate feature and generate more samples similar to this. So yeah, explain me the benefit of regular physical activity for overall health, provide me information for reducing the risk of heart disease. Is great. So we got good, and we can generate few more. Okay, so now we got a good great measure, basically the confidence here. So, and I can also provide a description. User queries on medical tests, medical slash health tests. Okay, so this is the description. Now we go back, go to knowledge base, and here I have a knowledge base, it's basically topic. What we need to do is first we say intent. Now I drag it here, it says select intent. I come here and select the intent which I just created, general user queries. So here is the intent, and what I am going to do is, first of all I need to see when it will be invoked. So go back here. So when I come to this part of the, when a user asks a query and it goes to no match, means user is not asking for any profile test or reports, specific reports, then it will come to no match, and here I am just printing here is your query which you asked. So rather than that, what I can say is, what I can do is I can divert this select intent, I can divert this to select intent knowledge base general queries. Okay, so I can direct it to general user queries. This is one way. Another way is this in the one which I'm creating capturing the intent here. In this there is an option that the scope of the intent. So I can say listen for all intents. It means even without going to no match, even based on user input, if the input intent matches with the intent of a general user query, it will automatically divert the flow from home to the or main flow to general user queries flow. So that capability already is there. So let's say it comes here. Now let's connect it first. So this one is, so once it comes here, what I'll say, give me a moment, because user already asked a query, I need to answer it. Now to answer it, I need to answer it from the knowledge base. Where, how do we give a knowledge base? So here is the option called knowledge base. I have already uploaded the file. This file is nothing but I generated from using AI, ChatGPT. So asking, to give me 10 different profile names of a lab test which normally users or patients go for, and then give me the about section and basically about description, and then what are the preventive actions to to make sure that the profile is normal or not going abnormal. So this 10 profiles with their about section and the preventive actions I got. So I uploaded this text file, and you can upload PDF, doc file, text file, any kind of text data you can upload. So that's simple. We don't know how it is chunking the data, because this is the whole rack system, because this data will go and sit in a vector DB, and we don't have any information right now which database it is using, or is it internal or some vendor specific, but we don't have any control even that. All we can do is once we upload, we can test it out, and here's the model which we can choose, like which model should be used to answer my knowledge base query. So there are a few options given, and I'm still going with the default one, so that's the cheapest, but we can set the temperature, max tokens, and chunk limit. Chunk limit is how many chunks should be returned. 3 is fine, I think that's the default one, but we can reduce to 2. But what will happen is if you reduce to 2 or 1, sometimes you will not get a data appropriate for your question. So and here is a system prompt which you can always change, but I think it is generically written in a generic manner. I am not going to change it. So I'm just cancelling it, coming back. So give me a moment, it will come here. Then I will connect it to the next, where I say last utterance. Last utterance is the user with the query which user asked. It is by default saved in last utterance variable. So I go here. Here I'm giving a couple of one instruction: provide answer to user's query from the given context in few sentences. Keep it short and crisp. And I already tested it once. So what happens is, for example, I asked how to prevent iron deficiency, and it gave me the answer. And once you get the answer, you can continue to the next part. Basically, show it to a user. So basically, what happens is, once this answer will be printed on the chatbot, and then you want to continue. You want to ask user, okay, let me know what if there is any other query. Suppose this is the last utterance, the question which user asked, and the context or the knowledge base which we have given does not seems relevant for the user question. Then it will say not found automatically. Then we should have next block, which is a kind of if-else block. So we can say, sorry, I could not find the answer to your query at this point, please contact customer care, and then divert the flow to user query. And user query is nothing but one of the block in the main flow, this one. So let's check this out. I want to also show you number of tokens which are used while we do knowledge base, because now we are bringing AI step into picture. Now AI step, the moment we bring AI step, what will happen? The tokens will start utilizing. So I have, like, right now, out of 100,000, 2,308 tokens already utilized. So let me run this flow and we will see. Let's first do the training, because we added a new intent with some utterances. So it has to train so that it can recognize user intention and switch to the knowledge base flow. Okay, so it's done. Let's go back, run test. I want to make sure my APIs are up and running. Okay, so enter phone number. Okay, here is my phone number. We can see the log, what is happening. So API is successful, phone number is validated. It says, let me know your query. So it has come here. I say, I want to know about my protein level from the latest report. So okay, or I can say protein test, simple, to make it simple. I want to know about my protein test. So basically wait, okay, so here what happens is, actually here it switched to the general user query, because it could not able to extract since in the user query I'm trying to pull out the entity which is the test name. It could not do that. So the intent matches with the general query, and then it switched to the knowledge base intent. So this is also one of the disadvantages. So to control it, what I can do is, I can because I don't want it to take a decision itself, so I can just say go and only intent in this step. So it means scoping is local. So it means first it will figure out the information here, and then whatever is the direction given, continue based on that. And if it comes here only, then go to general user queries. So now it will not jump at this level. So let me start again, run test. Okay, this is my phone number. Okay, this is done. Now I ask the query, what is, I want to know about my latest protein test report. So it should go there. Yes, it is gone here. Now since okay, if I say yes, anyways it will come back, because the flow is going to come back here. If I say no, it will go here. So but I'll say yes, because I don't have a proper flow here. So what I say is, I will ask another query now, general query. What is lipid profile. Now this is not specific to my report, my lab test report. It's just a general information I'm trying to ask. So let's see, it has come here now. It says here is your query which you asked, what is the lipid profile, and then it switched. Okay, let's see here. Then it switched to the another intent, another flow, and in the another it says matched command jumping to a to node, which is nothing but, oh, I think it has come out. So basically, okay, maybe I can run it again. Let me run it again to make it show what happened here. I'll start only from this part. What is, okay, first before we do that, let's check the number of tokens. It increased to 4348 because we just ran a knowledge base step, but let me do it again and we'll check how many tokens are utilized. User query, I'll ask what is lipid profile. So here's my query. It should come here, not this side. Yes, it has come here. It jumped to the flow, general user queries. It called AI, and here if you see, here it has pulled the information. Lipid profile is a group of tests. Now what we can do is we can open this file, Control F, lipid. Okay, so lipid profile is a group of tests that measures the level of different types of cholesterol. Right? So it has picked information from knowledge base. It did not make it of its own. So that's what we want. And then it came back to the same flow, and I can ask continue more queries. Let's say I ask I want to know, or maybe simple as that, get me my latest iron reports. So here, okay, here it did not match properly, so it went to the other part. Basically, if you see here, it says none. Give me my latest iron report. Here the none means it did not match with any profile test name as per NLU. So it continued to this flow, and then here, since I asked get me my latest iron report, this is nothing. There's no such data in the knowledge base. So it came back and says, sorry, but I cannot provide you with your latest iron reports. Please consult. Something it has made up because there is nothing, no such information exists. And then asked me to continue. So we can fine tune this, how to kind of, for example, if it could not able to identify the entity, what should I do? So that's all your designing skills, designing of the workflow. So we will fine tune this, but this is the overall knowledge base step to demonstrate. And since we ran knowledge base step only once, and maybe a couple of times, or maybe once we ran simple AI step, where twice we used knowledge base step twice. One, it was successful with the lipid profile, where total number of tokens were 1001, and second time 1054 tokens were used, but we did not get a response because it could not find anything relevant based on my question. So here you can see it was 4,300 something, now it became 6,403. So 2,000, roughly 2,050 or 2,100 tokens were utilized. So this is the step where I wanted to show you in the knowledge base. Stay tuned, I will continue with the next section, which is important one, how to make this whole chatbot conversational, like bringing AI into picture. See you on the other side. Alright, so we are back, and this is the last topic of this course, where we are going to build a AI experience, basically drive the whole conversation through AI. So decision will be given to AI to decide what flow to choose, whether user is asking for a report or whether user is asking for a general question. And AI is the one which is going to decide and keep the conversation continue. So let's get into the action. So here is the voice flow canvas which I was using earlier. Now we have built till here user query, and we were trying to capture the intent. Now what we will do is, since we were depending on intent, and sometime it was capturing it properly, sometime it was not understanding the intent and going to the other part, and even I was asking about report, but it was getting into the knowledge base step and trying to get answer for the report, but it was not getting answer, and it saying the story I could not find. any specific data for your question. So to avoid this, what we want to give a control to AI. So what it means is I have put some steps here. So I have created the new user query block. Here is the AI step. So this is from the here part, AI set AI. So what I'm trying to do is I am trying to ask AI, giving the prompt that you are helping users to answer their queries from their latest health checkup report. User can ask questions specific to their latest report, example this, or they can ask general questions. So I'm telling both the things, what kind of questions can come. So now AI is the one which is going to decide when user enters something. So in this case, now what I want to do is, let me just connect this part here and create one capture block. Let me here say let me know your query, and then I say capture and use a last utterance, and here we don't need this, we can delete this part and connect it to here, this part. And later we can see once this flow is working fine, then what we can do is we can one second, I think it should be user query see, I'll name it because I need to name it so that there is a loop happening, and here you can say user intent. Okay, so this is the one, user intent. This should be changed to, I will explain what is this part which I am changing it, user query new. These are the things which I already built before the video, but I'll explain it. Okay, so here what I have done is I have created the new step, a new block where I'm trying to capture user input, and it will go to AI step. AI will take action and give me a response, either user report as a response, or general, or not supported, and it will be stored in a user intent, which I'm printing here. Here is the output from AI, and based on the value I'm putting the if condition. If output is user report, go to, just keep it here, go to just basically you can take any action. You can go to call API and get the report data and show to user. Since I don't have any API here, what I'm saying is I'm just trying to say user is looking for health report, trying to extract entity name, because when we know that user is looking for his or her report, we need to know which report, so need to get the entity from it. So I'm doing another step here, add set in, basically set AI, and giving the prompt saying this is a user utterance, extract the entity from it and store it in this variable lab test name. This is the same variable which we were using earlier, and then I will just print that your lab report on lab test is normal. This is a dummy message, but we can take any action whatever is required. Second is, if the user intent as per AI is not a report but some general question, so I'm comparing the value if it is general. And how do we do it? We have this logic and we have a condition. Whenever we add a condition block, let's say here, and we can just say if add condition variable, put the name, value, and create the condition. That simple it is. That's exactly I have done. Two if conditions here, and then if the value is not matching with any of them, then no match, which is else. In the else part is, sorry, I don't know what is your intention, because you are not even trying to ask about your report, you are not even trying to ask about any general question on the health test, so I can't answer it, and divert it back to main block, user query new. So let's test this out, and here what we have is, we have two AI steps for user report and two AI steps for general queries. General queries means first it will use AI to find the intent, and then once it goes to general query, we know, in the previous video, in the previous section, we understood that how knowledge base is built and how it is queried. So it will execute knowledge base AI step to answer the query. So let's try this out. So first I will ask, get me my latest renal reports. Okay, let's see whether AI is able to extract. Okay, wait, what? All right, let's see the response first. Here I said get me my latest renal reports. AI is called. It used 119 tokens. It says first it understood the intent that user is trying to ask about the report. So user report is a value which I output. Then user is looking for a health report, trying to extract entity name. This one, another AI block is called. Again 69 tokens were used. Your report on extracted entity renal is normal. So it extracted the entity correctly from the input, which means my message. Now it's asking another query. So this is how AI is quite efficient in extracting the values. Next one is tell me how to control high blood sugar level. So this should go to general query category because this is not specific to my report. So it understood the intent and it jumped. Let's see what happened. Let me know your query. It jumped. So if you see here, it went into the knowledge base tab. It said give me a moment. It called the model, extracted the data from the knowledge base to control high blood sugar level. It is important to maintain healthy life and healthy diet and everything. Wait, and then continued and let me know another query. Now it's back to this one. So yeah, one more thing is we have to connect properly. So we know that this is working. Then what we can do is we can come back, and from this block what I can do is your phone is validated. So I don't want to use this flow since I want to use AI based flow. So I can link it this. So what will happen is new user query. New is the block which will be used all the time. So I can go to knowledge base step and say every time you should divert to new user query, which is the one we just introduced. So this is the diversion. Whenever this block is completed, where should the flow go? So I'm just saying that you should go to new user query. So let's check it one last time. So we have utilized almost 7,760 tokens out of 100,000. But let's run once. I'll take a note. 760 tokens used. Okay. So let's run it once and see how does it work. I'll check my API is up and running. If not, okay, it is up and running. So let me start from sure. Open a new tab. Start. So this is the link which I can share with someone if I want to get this chatbot tested on someone's, let's say for a client, I want to give them a demo. So I can just share the link and they can use it, test it out. So 976543210. Phone number is validated. Let me know your query. I want to know about my inflammatory level as per the latest report. Let's see which flow it goes. Okay, it went to did I correctly published it? I think I need to just go. Why did it go this side? Phone number is validated. Okay, so understand user. Yeah, I think what happens is I did not change one thing, which is capture user reply. So I should change this to intent scoping, only intent in this step. So it should not jump. It should be first going to this flow where I have understand user intent based on AI, and then AI will decide based on whatever logic I have used. So let's continue now. Restart. Number of tokens. is increased to 8748. Let me reset this number. 86. Sorry, what was the number? 8748. Okay, so we are starting again. Start the conversation. Number 987-43210. So number is validated. Cool. I want to know about my inflammatory level is as per the latest report. So it should go to AI now. Here's output from AI. Okay, here's the output from AI. It could not. It says 1 again. This is a problem because we are using GPT 3.5, and we know that GPT 3.5 is not very efficient in extracting the entities or giving always the consistent output. So that's why people go for GPT 4. So if I use GPT 4, the response will be always consistent. But let me try again the same question. I want to know about my inflammatory levels as per the latest report. Let's see if it can extract this time. Okay, if it could not extract. So okay, get me my latest iron reports. So yes, now this time AI has identified it correctly. Here is the output from AI, user report, because I'm trying to ask my report data, iron reports. User is looking for a health report, trying to extract the entity, and says your report on iron is normal. Again, I'll try to use this thing. I want to know about my inflammatory levels, inflammatory test report. Let's see if this time it can identify or not. Okay, again it could not do it. I think it went to other side, which is the general flow, and general flow will not support this data. So looks like this 3.5 model is not able to understand my query. That's why we have to go for better model, but only problem is the better model is costlier, so we will be charged more. And let me just give just a general query now. How to prevent high blood sugar. So let's say AI is able to identify this time or not. Okay, to prevent high blood sugar, it is important to maintain. So alright, so this is working fine, so this flow is going fine. And if I say now I want to know about my thyroid tests. Okay, again AI is not able to identify this one. So it says 1 means the response it identified, but it output the wrong value. It should output user report, but it is returning. So basically here two things are there. Either we can change the model or fine tune the prompt, make the prompt better. So that is why the prompt engineering itself is a skill which we need to have while building LLM applications or using LLM large language model based tools. Let me ask this question again. I want to know about my thyroid tests report. See if, okay, here it understood. It is asking user report, user looking for report on entity, thyroid is normal. Okay, so we see that we are able to control the flow using AI, Only thing is the AI is identifying sometime correctly and sometimes it is not able to identify. Plus there is a also important part, which is the whole testing of the flow. We build lot of blocks and connected them together, so we need to make sure that it is coming back and there is a loop. Whenever the answer is given, then it should come back and ask, okay, what is the next question on, because user can ask follow-up question on the same. Let's say I ask for a report, and then on the report I can have further questions. So we need to make sure that AI is always in the front to get the question, decide which path to take. Here the only problem what we saw was 3.5 turbo, which is GPT from GPT side, is not efficiently identifying the output, basically intent, and giving the right output consistently. But if I use GPT-4, only thing is cost will be higher for that number of tokens, but I will get consistent response. Or what I can do is I can work on my prompt, make it better, try it out, and that's what the process is. There's no way we can just write a prompt and it will work. So we keep refining it until model which we are going to use, becomes, basically it starts identifying it. So basically what I can do is I can give more examples in the prompt. So it means my prompt will be bigger for every time whenever I ask user a query. Basically I try to extract the intent from user query. So this is the whole demo, and I hope you would have enjoyed this full course. Do let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer, but the main thing is you need to have your hands on with this tool to try out these basic things: intent, entity, variable, knowledge base, and AI components, to build a small workflow and see how it comes along. Are you getting the right response? If no, then tweak it further, tweak the prompts, or try some different options. One more thing I wanted to call out here. I was using two AI steps. One is the set steps. One is here, understand user intent, and then once intent is user report, then I'm trying to extract the entity. Now I can make it one step. I can do it in one step by storing the intent and entity as a dictionary, means a JSON object, and use something called JavaScript function. Now I don't have JavaScript component access because my trial period is over, so I need to update my account to the pro version. Only then I can get it, but it is very simple. You just write a couple of lines of code, one function, pass the JSON, set the variables, and those variables you can create here, and then in the variable section, and once the variables are set, we can just use it. So we don't need additional AI step. It means we can avoid our tokens to be used further. So we will always have one step AI, which is the decision one, and if it goes to general queries, then it will go to knowledge base, which is again another AI step. So whole idea is have less number of AI steps to reduce the cost in your chatbot workflow. So that is, but you need to be efficient in designing the workflow so that all the corner cases are addressed. So that's all about this whole workflow, and do share your feedback. How do you like it? If you want something more to be covered, you can write me. I will share my contact. So this is all from me, and please do write about what is your experience, if you have tried it out, or if you have any query, if you want to understand something more on any of the component, how to use it. If you are facing some error, do let me know. I'll definitely respond. Thanks a lot for watching this course.